Welcome back to Game Crunch, everyone, keeping you up to date with the latest in the video game world. Now today, you might have realized that the format is just a wee bit different. I figure as far as news goes, you don't really need a big flashy video, you just want to know what the hell is going on in the world of video games. So I am here to tell you what is happening now with our beloved Pokemon franchise, as it looks like our friends over here at Game Rant are reporting that we have yet another disappointing detail that is leaking out regarding this game, as if we didn't think the graphics and everything were bad enough. Battle system looks cool. I gotta give the battle system credit. Gotta give credit where credit's due. The battle system looks pretty cool, but let's take a dive into this. Of course, if it's your first time here, hit that like and subscribe button. Really helps the channel grow if you like to stay up to date with the latest in the video game world. So let's just get into this article and find out what I'm talking about. So, a new leak from Pokemon Legends ZA suggests that the highly anticipated follow-up to Pokemon Legends Arceus will not be introducing any new Pokemon to the series. So I've got some thoughts on that I'll share in just a second, but that is a very interesting detail, because if you remember in Pokemon Legends Arceus, we did get a lot of regional variants and some new evolutions. Now we're with the new one, we're not getting anything. So this leak is suggesting we may not be seeing any new Pokemon companions whatsoever. So the leak was shared by a prominent Pokemon leaker, Centro Leaks, and it implies that the new Pokemon selection may be somewhat limited. Now, this is kind of a little bit contradicting to me. Somewhat limited or nothing? What is it? Let's find out. Pokemon Legends ZA will not introduce any new species to the game. Okay, so this is changing things. Instead, relying on past inclusions to fill out its roster. Pokemon Legends Arceus had previously introduced multiple new Pokemon for its noble bosses, including Ursaluna, Kleavor, which is actually pretty cool. I like Kleavor, Sneasler, and the leak could also suggest that Pokemon Legends ZA will not be receiving any new regional variants either. So their wording is a little off, because at one second it says, you know, it might be somewhat limited, and then the next second it says, yeah, we're not getting anything. No regionals, no nothing. This is the actual tweet here from Central Leaks. Pokemon Legends ZA will not introduce any new Pokemon species. I mean, you can't get any more clear-cut than that, right? That is as clear-cut as you're going to get. But, yeah, it might not be a bad thing. But let's just check out the rest of the article here, and I'll give you my thoughts on this in a second. So, beyond the starter trio, Pokemon Legends Arceus introduced new regional variants to the Hisui... I learned how to say this today. Hisui region, including alternate versions of fan favorites like Arcanine, Electrode, and Zoroark. So, that is basically harkening back to the last game where they had all these regional variants, if you remember, of a lot of these Pokemon. Like Electrode, I think, went Grass, Electric, which was an interesting typing. Arcanine gained a rock typing, which was pretty interesting. Zoroark, I can't remember. Maybe let me know down below what he got. But basically, this is just saying that we won't get any new species. The game is welcoming a return of classic mechanics that may be coming to new designs. So, Mega Evolutions. We know Mega Evolutions are coming back. So this is basically the closest thing we're going to get to new Pokemon is Mega Evolutions. Now, let me give you my thoughts on all this. Mega Evolutions. I am super excited to see Mega Evolutions come back, and I just realized why I highlighted this. Game Rant here said that Legends ZA will feature Mega Evolutions for the first time since Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu, and Eevee. I don't remember there being Mega Evolutions in Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu, and Eevee. Am I wrong on that? I thought it was just the original Pokemon, like the original 151, with no Mega. Am I remembering this wrong? Was there Mega Evolution in that game? Because I don't think there is. Let me know down below. Am I wrong, or is Game Rant wrong? One of us is wrong here. Definitely one of us is wrong. But anyway, as far as new Pokemon go, I did pull up the entire Pokedex here because I was a little unfamiliar with how many Pokemon that there are. So this is on Serebii, which is a excellent source for Pokemon information. And it's got the whole Pokedex. So you see, we scroll down here for like 12 years. We'll finally get to the bottom of this. We'll get to the bottom, and there is now 1,025 Pokemon according to Serebii. I'm a little bit behind the times on the Pokedex since about Sword and Shield, when I really kind of stopped caring as much about the main series game. So I wasn't actually sure off the top of my head how many there were. And I know for like the last few generations, they've definitely done more of a quality over quantity, because the sheer amount of Pokemon has just gotten too much at this point. Like there's too many Pokemon, and you know, I'm gonna give you my thoughts on this here. So as far as new Pokemon goes, I'm okay with this. Just gonna say it, I'm okay with it. I don't like the regional variants, especially the Pokemon like Meowth. Meowth now has three regional variants. It just becomes super convoluted and super I don't know. I don't like having all these different Meowths. It gets really confusing. I really would have just preferred new Pokemon rather than giving these regional variants. In practice, it sounds okay. It just gets very, very confusing with the regional variants, and you can't really switch them back and forth. So ultimately, I'm cool with this. I'm cool with there not being any new Pokemon in this game. So what I'm really looking forward to is the new Mega Evolutions, because in my opinion, Mega Evolutions was the coolest gimmick that they've done. Z-moves, stupid. Gigantamax, dumb. Terrestrialized, stupid. Like, they're all dumb, except Mega Evolution. Mega Evolution, super cool. You take some of your favorite Pokemon and beef them up even more. How cool is that? Gigantamax was like, now your Pikachu's big. Cool. You got a big Pikachu. Hey, nice. You got a nice big Pikachu there. But yeah, Pikachu, and then the Terrestrialized just put like a little crown on their head, turn them into a gem. Like, it's so dumb. And then Z moves just added a whole other level of just convolution to the game, which I did not like. And the fact that you could only use like, was it one Z attack the whole time, and you had to have the certain item. I don't know. I just really didn't like any of the gimmicks besides the Mega Evolution, so I'm super happy to see it come back. I'm super happy to see them add more. For future games, I'd rather them just stick to adding a few more Mega Evolutions. And here's a very controversial thought about the future of the Pokemon franchise. And you may hate my thoughts here, and you may agree with me. I imagine it's probably going to be somewhere around dead center down the line, what your thoughts on this are. But I feel like the Pokemon franchise at this point needs to be rebooted. They just need to go back to Kanto, reboot it. They can take some Pokemon from some newer generations, put them in there. Pokemon from, obviously, I just keep the whole original 151, why not? And just scale it back a little bit. It needs to be rebooted. It's suffering from the problem that a lot of long-running franchises, especially games that keep adding on to themselves, like World of Warcraft, for example. I don't know. I don't really play Fortnite, but I'm assuming this kind of has some of the same problem. A lot of MMOs suffer from this, where they keep adding more and more and more and more to the game, and it gets really difficult to get into the game because there's just too much going on. And that's kind of how I feel with Pokemon. Like, try to remember how many of these guys there are. It's getting a little ridiculous at this point. But, of course, I just wanted to keep you guys up to date with what's happening in Pokemon Legends ZA. It's at that point with the Pokemon franchise, and I'm sure you've heard this in other videos, where, you know, we keep getting fed this little bit of slop, I guess, with the Pokemon franchise. Where the graphics kind of suck. It runs like hell. You know, choppy mechanics. You know what I mean? And they have a small team working on the game. And if we ever want it to change, because they're not going to change it if we keep buying the game, then we gotta just stop buying the game. But at the same time, kind of want some new Pokemon at the same time. And I really like Pokemon Legends Arceus. I think Pokemon Legends Arceus was the best Pokemon game that they've done since basically X and Y. Since what Legends ZA is based on. X and Y. Loved X and Y. Sun and Moon, okay, but downhill. And then obviously it's just kind of Sword and Shield, I think, was a low. Scarlet and Violet, it kind of came up just a little bit. But of course, let me know what your thoughts are down below. What do you think of this more sort of casual sort of format? Not really scripted, just kind of going over the news. I used to do the videos like this a while ago, thinking about kind of going back to this format. Let me know what you think. In case you missed the last news video, I'm going to leave a video over here, and another video I might like over... Actually, you know what? I don't think this works very well in that format, does it? it. Because the videos are going to be in a weird spot. Anyway, and I'll put the videos on the screen. I want to thank you for tuning in, and I'll maybe catch you tomorrow. Have a good one.